Hey there! In this explainer, we are going to dive into a feeling that I'm pretty sure every single one of us knows. It's that feeling of being constantly watched, constantly judged, like you're always on display. But we're also going to talk about the amazing freedom you get when you realize you're not actually on stage at all.
So let me just ask you, have you ever had that moment? You walk into a party or a meeting, and you just feel every single eye in the room snap onto you. Or maybe you say one slightly awkward thing and you're just convinced it's now the only thing anyone is thinking about.
Or how about this one? It's a classic. You're just walking down the street, everything's fine, and then you trip on a crack in the sidewalk. You catch yourself, but instantly your face just goes hot. You're burning up with embarrassment because you are 100% sure every person on that street just saw you, and they're all thinking, wow, look at them.
Well, that feeling, that super intense sensation that you are the center of everyone's attention, that's what we're going to call the imaginary spotlight. It's this idea that you're always performing on a stage for this huge audience that, in reality, probably didn't even notice you were there.
And here is the absolute most important thing to get right away. This is not some personal flaw. It's not a weakness. It is a powerful, super common, and totally normal psychological illusion. It's basically just a trick our own minds play on us.
So because this is something so many of us go through, it's probably no surprise that psychology has actually given it a name. So let's put a label on this thing so we can really start to understand what's going on inside our own heads.
It's called the spotlight effect, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's our brain's default setting to think that the social spotlight on us is way, way brighter than it actually is. We just consistently overestimate how much anyone is paying attention to what we do or how we look.
This, right here, really shows the huge gap between what's going on in our heads and what's happening in reality. In our mind, that little coffee stand on your shirt feels like this giant, glowing beacon of failure. But to the person sitting across from you, honestly, they're probably just thinking about lunch or wondering if they remembered to send that one email.
And this isn't just a hunch, right? It's a well-documented cognitive bias. This quote says it perfectly. We think we're being noticed far more than we really are. And it makes sense when you think about it. Our own world, our thoughts, our feelings, our mistakes is so vivid and loud to us, we just assume it's that loud to everybody else.
Okay, so if we know this whole spotlight thing is basically imaginary, if it's an illusion our brain cooked up, then what do we do about it? I mean, how do we actually switch the thing off and get out of the beam? Well, the good news is there's a really practical and honestly a pretty powerful technique we can use. We're going to call it the meta-awareness tool. And it's all about getting back a little bit of perspective when that spotlight feels like it's burning a hole in your forehead.
So what is meta-awareness? It's basically the skill of thinking about your own thinking. It's like being able to hit a pause button on that frantic little voice inside your head, take a step back, and just watch it. You observe your thoughts without getting totally swept away by them.
And you can put this into practice with 3 pretty simple steps. So first, just notice. When that feeling comes up, don't try to fight it, just acknowledge it's there. Okay, I'm feeling it. Second, name it. Just say in your head, oh, okay, this is that spotlight effect thing. The second you label it, you create some distance. And finally, just observe. Picture that thought or feeling like a cloud floating by in the sky. You just watch it drift on past without beating yourself up for having it.
And I really want to stress this point. This is not about trying to crush the feeling or ignore it. That almost never works. This is about building a new relationship with that feeling, one that's based on understanding it. And when you understand it, it starts to lose its power over you.
So what's the payoff? What does life actually feel like when you're not under that constant pressure? Let's talk about what happens when you learn to dim that imaginary spotlight for good. It really all boils down to this one major shift in how you see the world. And here's the truth of it. Most people are just the main characters in their own movie. They're way too busy worrying about their own coffee stains, their own weird comments, and their own lives to spend much time judging yours. And when that idea truly really sinks in, something incredible happens. You unlock this amazing freedom. The freedom to stop performing and just start living. You can actually be in the moment instead of worrying about how you look to an audience that was never there to begin with. And the results are so real. You just become less self-conscious, which means you can have more genuine, real conversations with people. You give yourself the freedom to be imperfect, to try something new and maybe not be great at it right away. Your whole focus shifts from this stressful performance for others to the rich experience of just living your life.
So I'll just leave you with this to think about. If you really knew deep down that the spotlight was never really on you in the first place, what would you do differently? What would you try? Who would you let yourself be? The stage is empty. The freedom is all yours.